Hello there, and welcome to Ilum Radio. We're your hosts, David Bear and Menace, and with me always is my good pal and friend, Millie. How you doing tonight, Millie?
All right.
Just,
All right.
just
Just
all
all
right.
right. Yeah.
Tonight we have a couple things. Well, we have a couple things to talk about. First,
Well, apologies for the delay in releasing an episode.
yeah. As of this recording, it is June 5th. Last week was Memorial Day, and it kind of,
Happy Happy Pride Month.
hell yeah, Happy Pride Month too. You might see some photos of Millie and I on different troops doing Pride things. So we'll see, or you will see if you look at our socials. Which we'll bring up at the end of this episode. But yes, Happy Pride Month. We have a couple of things to talk about. Well, one main thing to talk about for news, and that's that Empire Magazine released some photos and things for the new Ahsoka series coming out soon on Disney Plus. And I gotta say, the cover does look pretty effing cool. I mean, Empire does a good job at doing stuff. And I like how they changed the logo of the Empire Magazine logo to look like.
Yeah, it looks like the Ahsoka
Yeah.
logo. World Between Worlds,
Mm-hmm.
specifically.
And it's. So you were just. Before we started recording, you were saying you have like every Empire Magazine of the sequel trilogy, I think you said, correct?
Yes. Yes, it's in my pile. I'm not gonna. I'll show it to you after. But yeah.
But yeah, the photos look really good. I really enjoy this variant cover a lot.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Because it looks.
It also has the World Between Worlds in the background.
It does. It really does.
Actually, I'm just now looking at the silhouette that could be Thrawn.
It's Thrawn,
Look
but
at the ears. Look at the ears.
it's either. Well, I think it's both. I think it's Thrawn, but if you look at. Well, yeah, no, never mind. That's her tunic we
That's
see
her
down there.
thing.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Thrawn.
Look at his ears. It's Lars Mickelson's ears.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Don't ask how I know about that.
Oh yeah, these photos look really damn good. They're released over the weekend, and I'm cautiously optimistic about what Ahsoka is going to give us. Just because
Well,
I like to be cautiously optimistic. You know what I mean? Like
I think the plot is obvious, and I think it's about her searching for Thrawn.
Oh, same. And I'll definitely we'll get to it'll be in the last photo, but it's interesting to know what time frame this all takes place in, because the next photo we have her and Sabine,
Right. And she has shorter hair.
and this looks like it was ripped directly from the season finale or the series finale of Rebels.
The thing is, though, that here, like, Ahsoka isn't wearing, like, her Ahsoka the White or Gandalf the White outfit, you know?
True, you're right. That's true. She's wearing the outfit we saw her
Well,
in
this
for
could be-
Mandalorian.
I mean, this could be, like, after the fact, like, a little bit after the fact.
Yeah, it could. It could be they meet on Lothal a second time,
and
I
then,
guess.
and then, like, years later, like, she grows out her hair and she's with the New Republic,
Right.
as we see in the trailers.
Now, this photo, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, right next to the Empire exclusive logo,
Ooh, she has Ezra's saber.
right?
I mean, she does get it at the end of the Rebels finale, so it makes sense.
She does, yes, but yeah, she has Ezra's saber, which is kind of cool. But yeah, but you can see like the in the background, like the torn up wall. That's definitely that has like the wolves on it and like the rest of the Ghost crew. So she's not wearing her Gandalf. You're right. She's not wearing the Gandalf the white robe. So
I mean, but if this was like Rebels era, then wouldn't they do a direct rip like at the white? Maybe I don't know. Maybe Maybe this is after Ahsoka convinces maybe Sabine to like put on the Mando gear again.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
And like she cuts her hair. I don't know.
And she goes to meet her back in
It's
Lothal.
it's it's hard to decipher with these pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe.
my personal theory is maybe she like this is like after the Rebels finale, but before the events of Mandalorian.
But she doesn't have her staff either. And I think in Rebels
Yeah,
she had a
exactly.
staff. Yeah. So,
hmm
hmm.
It's too like unclear at this point. We'd have to know. We won't know till August.
Right.
So
For our last photo of what they dropped, we have the Inquisitor, which
supposedly an Inquisitor.
supposedly Inquisitor. It could so
It's so many mysteries. Good lord.
so the photo they have here, and you pointed out earlier, before we
Yes.
started recording. I guess it's the theory is it's the same planet that she meets Din Djarin on. I guess was the theory, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I guess they're going to be fighting on two different worlds. Like you mentioned earlier that they're fighting on two different planets. This, and I guess an industrial looking planet later on. I still think, and as most of the public or world does, I think this is Ezra. Why wouldn't Ezra become an Inquisitor or somehow get turned? Like we don't know which. We know this is an Inquisitor, or we're assuming it's an Inquisitor.
Yes.
But we're not sure
As
exactly
much as
which.
as much as I don't want it to be Ezra, I want it to be a new character. Like I don't know. Like it's too hard to tell if this is Ezra or not. Like I won't believe it until I see it.
Fair,
Like the
same,
whole
same.
it's like who was Ray related to, like
Yeah,
that
true.
whole debate. I just want this Inquisitor to be a new character. I don't want this Inquisitor to be someone we know. Like Barriss or something. Like no.
Same,
Like
fair,
Barriss.
fair. Although, and again, I'm not trying to steal your thunder because you did point out earlier, right before we went live or started recording, that there's a fan theory that this could be because of the way his helmet looks, and that we saw the helmet in other parts of Andor, that this could be Starkiller as well.
Dave Filoni is notorious for doing that. And Starkiller Base is a thing in the sequel trilogy. And timeline is kind of weird because, canon characters like Legends originally don't really line up, kind of. I mean, it kind of does with Thrawn, but
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. I don't think, like, after thinking about it, I still think Starkiller is from, like, the Old Republic. Or, like, not the Old Republic, but, what during the time when Vader's alive, like, and he was, like, Vader's apprentice,
You think if they ever do bring Starkiller in, they're going to keep him, like, in that time frame? Like,
I think so. I think, like, I mean, yes, this is a Rebel sequel, but keep in mind, this is, like, when Vader's dead.
True. That's true.
During this time.
That's true.
This is more than 5 years after Vader's death, so, I mean...
Like, I'm going to go with, and I'll die on the hill, that this is definitely Ezra. Only because, okay, I do agree with you. I do want it to be a new character. I want it to be someone we haven't seen before. I do agree with you there. We're also not taking into account the other two Darksiders we saw in the trailer as well. A supposed...
Skull and Shin Hati.
Yep. We're not taking them into account also, if he's working with them or if he's not, because his saber is a different color.
Right.
The only reason why I think
yes, they do work with Thrawn, though. We do know that.
We do know that, but we don't know about this guy. And
Yes.
The only reason why I'm hanging my hat on it could be Ezra is because they hired the actor, an actor who looks spot on like live action Ezra, and I would assume they wouldn't hire an actor like that if it was just for flashbacks, you know.
Is he also good with like stunts? Am I wrong?
I am not sure.
Am I gonna look into this right now?
Possibly.
No. Okay.
But yeah, why?
Is he good at stunts? Hold on.
Why hire him if he's not gonna just be a bigger part in this story? You know what I mean? Like that makes like he and again, he is spot on. He looks like real life Ezra. So
yeah,
they did it. They got a real life Sabine. Why get the real life characters if they're not going to play a bigger role? You know, like
right.
because like Zeb.
Oh yeah.
Zeb is CG. You know what I mean? They just need the voice actor, and that's it. So. And he's ripped. Yeah, so, you know, like, come on.
I mean, just look at his Instagram. Like,
if I'm wrong, I am wrong. But I'm going to die on this hill saying that is definitely Ezra. Like, that's part of it.
All right.
But again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's fine. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
But I'm excited. Cautiously optimistic. We obviously will be talking about it when it releases in August. Do we have the actual? This says August 2023, so we're not exactly sure when in August.
We still don't know.
But we will obviously keep you posted, friends. But tonight
they're gonna drop the release date like randomly, like during like a Comic-Con or something. Probably during San Diego, actually, now that I think about it.
San Diego Comic-Con's in July, isn't it? I think. When is it? Oh, maybe another
Hold
trailer
on.
for San Diego Comic-Con.
Hold on. When is San Diego? Hold on. July 19th through July 23rd.
And if this premieres in August, we'll probably get another trailer and the actual date for it. So, you know, it might be a thing.
Rosario will be in Boston first week of August, so
there you go.
Conspiracy time. She's gonna start promoting the show in Boston.
So, friends, tonight our main subject. Yes, I know we're a little behind the schedule here because we missed a day because of Memorial Day. However,
a week. Well,
we missed a week. Day, same difference. A week. You're right, but we're a little behind the 8 ball here, but we're still keeping up with dedicating an episode to each episode of Volume 2 of Visions. And tonight is Millie's favorite, if you can't tell already.
So far, yes.
What are we talking about tonight, Millie?
I am your mother.
And what, just so for our viewers at home, who obviously may or may not know, what studio did I Am Your Mother, and what are they known for?
So the studio that made this episode of Visions is Aardman. And for those who don't know who Aardman is, they're the same company that made Wallace and Gromit and Shaun the Sheep. And Chicken Run. Chicken Run's a good movie.
Oh yeah, I always forget about Chicken Run. I always think of like Wallace and Gromit first.
And Flushed Away.
Really?
I remember Flushed Away.
I forget about that also.
It was like a Aardman DreamWorks collab.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Great.
But yeah, I Am Your Mother. Walk us.
New Republic era.
Oh, so it is New Republic. Okay, got it. Okay.
Oh, yes, because so literally on my first viewing, I was like pausing just to look at the Easter eggs, and I noticed on the pilot sleeves they had like the New Republic symbol on it.
Ah.
And it also has like references to like past events, like from the sequel trilogy, or if not from the original trilogy, and Wedge Antilles is in it as his younger self, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, true.
Which is a big factor in this episode.
True.
He shows up a lot, so.
Hang on, let me pull up some stuff for myself so I can follow it really quick. So, obviously there's a race. I'm actually happy it's not a pod race a little bit, you know, because we've seen it. I mean, I do love the pod racing. Don't get me wrong.
Similar, but
Yeah.
it's different.
Yep. The same, but different. So it's a mother and daughter, and the mom is a little bit too. Oh yeah, that is Wedge Tilly's right at the beginning. You're right.
He's voiced by Dennis Lawson. Of course he is.
Yeah. I'm just.
And we discussed this when we were announcing the cast. So.
Yep. No, you're right.
Shame.
You're right. I should renounce my nerd card.
Give it to me.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. Okay, so basically, what Easter eggs did you find? I know, like, so the story is basically the mom.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send you an article because there's a lot.
Because the story basically is that we have this race going on the planet, and actually, you know what? Let me pull up the Wikipedia article. Let me not do this from the cuff. Young pilot Annie, who is embarrassed by her sweet but clingy mom, must team with her for a madcap family race at the academy. Along the way, their relationship is tested by the elements that old ship, other racers, and each other.
I just sent you a link for the Easter eggs.
All right, let's see what Easter eggs we got going on here.
Book.
I really do like I mean, I know it's the Wallace and Gromit style, but I do love the animation. I love how the characters look. Like Annie looks like a little kid. Or teenager, rather. Stupid pop-ups. References to Rebels and Rogue One. What? Hang on.
Yup.
Near the beginning of I Am Your Mother, Annie and her mother are seen at home in their boxy little space tug. Besides Annie's bed is a wall of posters featuring some recognizable faces. Wedge is there, and next to him is Harrison Dula, a Twi'lek rebel pilot, introduced in the animated series Star Wars Rebels. Posters of Hera and Rogue One Blue Squadron leader Anton Merrick also appear there, and also appear at the race. No shit. Really? Hang on.
Yup.
Damn it.
Yep.
Hang on.
I noticed those posters right away when I first noticed it. Like when I was first pausing.
Yeah. I'm a little upset I didn't see these earlier. Or didn't even look to them. Ah, you're right. Look at that. Hang on one second. Look at that.
There it is.
Oh, and there's also posters of from volume 1.
Yep, exactly.
Of the band from
so they're canon.
They are. So is this canon or canon adjacent?
In their own. It's referencing literally season 1. Even though didn't Dave Filoni say, "Oh, every episode is different and not connected anyway." Like, bro, but the band from that short is in on the what is canon anymore? Okay, canon adjacent, 100%.
I want to say Vision's
the
definitely
band exists
in this world, in this
world.
Yeah, almost like it's a multiverse and their own little pocket world.
Exactly.
Basically,
I think it's like the Lego Star Wars thing. Yeah, keep reading. It gets interesting.
Okay, so Star Wars features a Mandalorian helmet. When Annie's mother is first introduced, she is repairing the family's dog-like droid Z, and she gets to work with a blowtorch that seems far too powerful for the job at hand. But she certainly takes more than reasonable precautions as she sets about using the fiery tool. The welding mask that she holds over her face is presumably made of Beskar alloy. It looks like a Mandalorian helmet. Din Djarin probably wouldn't approve of how quickly Annie's mom removes it, though. Let me see if I can pull that up really quick. We have her rocking out. Come on. Ah, yeah, there it is. Hang on.
I'm glad I'm seeing your live reactions to this. Like,
There it be. Look at
see?
that. Huh. That is pretty cool. I feel like a dick for not seeing it earlier. I Am Your Mother features a few recognizable ship designs. X-Wings are constantly on display, though they can hardly be considered an Easter egg at a New Republic Flight Academy. However, the ships seen partaking in the family race draw inspiration from a variety of Star Wars sources. Only closely resembles a Stinger Mantis from the Star Wars Jedi video game series. Ah. The Wookiee family ship takes design cues from Luke Skywalker's land speeder. Yeah. And the villainous mother-daughter duo, the Van Please pilot a ship modeled after Naboo Royal Starship. Yeah. I do remember that now. Hang on a second. Interesting. Back to thumbnails.
This is why this short is my favorite, because it has the most Easter eggs out of all the shorts.
It really does. And there's the ships. Yeah, hang on. Let me pull that up. You know, it's funny because I've been awaiting I've been awaiting Jedi Survivor, and sure enough, you would think I would recognize the Stinger Mantis anywhere. But yeah, look at that. And that does look like the Naboo, the Nabooian back there. Huh. That is pretty effing cool. Hang on, let me go back to thumbnails. So while I'm reading this, what were your favorite parts of this episode?
Well, it's the certain Easter egg you're probably going to read about in a sec.
As part of the Hana City.
Grommet.
I
I don't know if you got to that part yet.
I got it. Okay, well, plenty of Star Wars influences are on display on the race starting line, and another recognizable spacecraft appears in the episode. On the countertop of Annie's home, a small model rocket can be seen, but this is not just any rocket. It's the rocket built and piloted by none other than Arden's own Wallace and Gromit, used to their trip for the moon in Grand Day Out. Hang on, let me find that. Wait, where are you? Hang on. On the countertop in Annie's home. Okay, so we gotta look for the countertop. Okay. Oh, I think I found it. Hang on.
Then you can easily Google the Wallace and Gromit rocket.
Oh, I see it. Yep, I see it. Hang on.
Yep.
That little Arge bugger right there. Look at that.
There it is.
Huh. And
It's not the only Wallace and Gromit Easter egg.
Oh, hang on. Wallace and Gromit rocket. Images. Yeah, you can. Well, it's in the background of this one. Hang on one second. Or not. But you can see in the Google search, yeah, there's the rocket from Wallace and Gromit. Huh. That is pretty cool. As part of the Hana City Flight Academy race day, a range of merchandise stalls have been set up selling all sorts of recognizable oddities from Star Wars Galaxy. Star Wars Galaxy. One stall appears to be totally dedicated to Luke Skywalker, selling the blast shield helmet and training remote as he used in the Millennium Falcon. That I do remember. The stall also has his original blue lightsaber, his micro binoculars, a hunting rifle he wields on Tatooine in A New Hope, his toy T-16 Skyhopper, and even his severed hand from The Empire Strikes Back. The stall next door is selling Princess Leia's infamous gold bikini from Return of the Jedi. Notable items glimpsed at other merchandise stalls include a Stormtrooper helmet, a plant pot that resembles R2-D2's head, and a range of wooden banthas, blurgs, and porgs. Several porg balloons are also seen floating around the Race City crowds. In addition to these shopping stalls, a line of toilet stalls can be seen with signs on the doors indicating they are For Jawas, humans, and Wookiee, the stall appropriately increased in size to accommodate each species.
Porta potties are canon.
Porta refreshers.
Porta refreshers, yes.
Dude, yeah.
So if there's ever any construction in Galaxy's Edge, they just put them there on land because it just makes sense, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I got used to saying, oh, yeah, there it is. Hang on. I got used to saying refresher hard because it's like, oh my God, it really is his hand. Hang on a second.
It is. I noticed that, like, first thing. I was, like, looking at the back. I was like, oh, like, no, there's no way they're selling his hand, like, on the street, like, just like that.
That's great. Yep, and his old lightsaber. Wow. Yeah, they really are throwing. They're really selling this hard. Like, we're putting, like, the Easter eggs in there hard. It's funny. It is funny, though, I gotta say. Huh. Interesting.
Paused. Your thing is paused, your stream.
Oh, hang on one second.
Yeah, minimized your application. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, probably. Interesting.
Another Wallace and Gromit Easter egg I missed. If you scroll down a bit, you'll get to it.
Oh, you can see like the cap that.
No, if you scroll down in the article.
Never mind. Let me see. Before the race starts, a small Wookiee child is one of the racing crafts seen holding a cuddle blue toy. Two alien characters and another ship start pointing and laughing at the baby. Wookiee doesn't take kindly to mockery. The young Wookiee sends them a swift warning by holding a toy up and ripping his arms off. Yep, I remember that. When the race is about to start, Annie is still standing in the crowd, too embarrassed by her mother to take part. One shot of her in the crowd sees a selection of droids in attendance behind her. A couple of astromechs and protocol droids can be seen. But one robotic attendee has never shown up in any Star Wars unit before. Cooker, the boxy robot discovered on the moon by Wallace and Gromit, and Grand Day Out can be seen just behind Annie taking in the races. Yep, I see it. I found it. Hang on, I found it.
And it's in the thumbnail of the article, too.
Oh, look at his little hands. Hang on, let me pull that. And
yeah, it's in the thumbnail of the article, too, if you want to get that picture.
Oh, yeah, look at that. And there he is just chilling in the back. Yep. So, of the Easter eggs, I mean, I'm sure it's the Wallace and Gromit ones, but, like, what is your favorite Easter egg out of these, or any of them?
My favorite Easter egg?
Yeah.
I remember, like, when they first announced that Aardman was going to make the short, I remember everyone was like, oh, that Booker needs to be in Star Wars at some point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, does this mean, like, Wallace and Gromit are canon in the Star Wars universe? Like, in this Star Wars universe?
I mean...
If the cooker shows up in this?
I mean, maybe? I mean, their whole thing was, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, so...
Exactly.
I mean, if Raiders of the Lost Ark can have, like, a hieroglyph of C-3PO and R2-D2, like, in the wall in the back... I'm sure they can do the same with this, you know?
Speaking of Indiana Jones, like, the new movie's coming out, right? Dial of Destiny? When is that coming out?
Good question. Let's find out.
Because if there's a Star Wars reference in there, that's huge. Like a subtle reference of Star Wars existing in the same universe, that will be huge. I bet.
Ooh, soon, June 30th. So, like, very soon, end of the month.
Yeah. So, that would be huge if there's, like, a subtle reference to, like, the Star Wars universe existing in the same world or universe, you know?
I mean, there's a comic that kind of referenced it pretty
But
hard.
it's not canon. It's not canon though.
It's
That's
not.
the thing. But the hieroglyphics of 3PO and R2, and also remember Andor in the shop.
Luthen shop,
There's
yeah.
like Luthen shop where those like carbonites of like stuff from Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So subtle references like that, like, will prove it further that they're in the same universe.
Like I'm a
In a
little.
different galaxy.
I definitely want to rewatch it again just to see like find like a lot of little Easter eggs, and I do like. And again, the running theme through all of these episodes have been the family dynamic. You know, like it's all about family and where you come from.
Also interesting that Annie is kind of named after Anakin in a way, and like their characters are kind of. I feel like the character itself is inspired by like Anakin's story in Episode 1.
You think? I mean, well, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
race.
Yeah, it's a race.
Yeah.
He's trying to get along. Like, it's a family thing. Like, yeah. And I think like the whole like relationship between Anakin and his mother in the prequels also kind of, even though theirs was like a loving relationship and they both loved each other, like, I don't know.
Like this.
I still feel like she's inspired by Anakin.
No, I definitely agree. Like this is the. If Anakin wasn't a slave, you know, and he wasn't racing for his life, more racing for fun, that's what this story is.
Actually, if you think about it, like a reference of both Luke and Anakin, if you think about it, like Luke has always wanted to go to the academy, like Luke and ever had an interesting relationship with his aunt and uncle, like their like Uncle Owen never let Luke go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters, you know, like that kind of thing. And
so someone on, I think,
pilot.
Was it on Reddit? Now you bring up like Luke Skywalker. Someone on Reddit pointed out that after watching Obi-Wan and now knowing like how hard Owen and Beru fought for young Luke against Reva, right? It kind of paints a whole new picture now of when the stormtroopers go to the homestead.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I remember seeing the theory that maybe Owen and Beru like fought off the stormtroopers and burned them.
Yeah.
Instead, and then they ran off, faking their death, pretty much.
I mean,
it tracks. I mean,
it does. But I mean, like, so like the whole joke is like these characters survive via plot armor, right? That's why the stormtroopers can't hit them. So if you're not a main character, you're getting hit. And at the time, Beru and Owen weren't main characters, so
they were side characters. Yeah.
Exactly. So it just paints a picture. They probably fought them all, like a very sad picture. They probably fought them to the bitter end. And you're right. Yeah. Either they're the ones that escaped, or B, they were unfortunately overrun by the stormtroopers and were killed by them, unfortunately. But yes, I do agree that this probably took a lot of heavy inspiration from the original pod race in Phantom Menace, and took a lot of it. The characters took a lot of inspiration from Luke and from Anakin Skywalker. And I mean, it's almost the same story. It's a race where anything goes, and cheating is almost like expected in a way for this race, which I've noticed. That seems to be the running theme for a lot of Star Wars races.
Yeah.
Because we saw it in Bad Batch.
Resistance. I think that's what happened in Resistance. There's a lot of racing in Resistance in the first season, if I remember correctly.
But like even in Bad Batch, we saw like they were in that race for Sid, and like there was some cheating involved in it. Also, it's like Jesus, does no one have a fair race at all in any of Star Wars? Like shit. Like everything is like cheating or like literally killing the other racer just or destroying their ship or speeder just to get by. It's like fudge, man. What was your favorite ship out of all of them?
Ship. I don't remember. I mean, can we talk about the two like main like not antagonists but like anti-heroes?
The two alleged Sith girls, the mom and daughter.
Legend? No, I don't think they're Sith. I don't think they're Sith.
They gave off Imperials, I guess. They gave off some like
Imperials? No.
I mean, come on, hang on.
Amnesty Amnesty program though.
But I mean, look at the design of their ship. Like the background. That's.
Do you think they're like part of the Amnesty program?
I mean, if we're going with this as canon, yes. Okay. I would say they are.
It would make a sense if they were Amnesty program, but then again, wouldn't their like ship be confiscated if it was former Imperial?
Would it though? I mean, so.
Not in Andor, in
Mandalorian.
I'm mixing up shows. Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Like we see like the Imperial ship being scrapped, right?
Right.
Because the New Republic doesn't want anything to do with it. But here, like if they're still using an Imperial era ship, wouldn't the New Republic like force them to scrap it or like force them to confiscate it or something?
They would. I definitely agree they would. But
considering this is canon adjacent, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't the case. So,
but we're also assuming that the amnesty program is fair in the New Republic. You know, like,
true. Yeah.
What's the difference between your average grunt that was part of the Empire versus an elected official that was part of the Empire? Like, we're assuming it's fair, and if anything the Mandalorian showed us, it's probably not fair. Like, Dr. Pershing, yes, he was a doctor and he did amazing stuff for the Empire, but he was still an underling. And, you know, like judging by how those two characters looked, like the mother and daughter, they had money, and they were somewhere high up in the Empire.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I believe you.
So, yeah, they gave off like. Yeah, they weren't Sith, you're right, but they did give off really big Imperial vibes.
Former Imperial vibes. Yeah.
But I would love to see a cosplay of them, that's for sure.
Same.
It would be cool.
I'd love to.
Mm-hmm.
I think people could pull that off, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's already, like, realistic references for the pilot costume itself. They just have to add the New Republic on the thing. I'm surprised you still haven't noticed that. Like, that's like a huge like thing that confirms that this is like New Republic era, like Mando New Republic era.
Like I'm like shocked I didn't notice it either. It's like Jesus Christ, like
now you're seeing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I can't wait to see cosplay of Annie, like the main character. Such a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
I can see people pull that off for sure.
Any closing thoughts on this episode?
This was by far my favorite out of all of them so far, and I have watched up to this one, unfortunately, so I do have to watch the rest at some point to actually review the rest. So
if it makes you feel
those are my thoughts.
If it makes you feel better, I have to rewatch the next episode coming up, which is Journey to the Dark Head. I have to rewatch that one just because I don't remember too much about what happened in it. That one is from South Korea, Studio Mirko Ltd. Out of all that one was like very, very anime heavy, but we'll talk about that next week. But
actually, no, I did watch that one. I did watch the anime heavy one. Now that I remember.
So yeah, I'm just gonna have.
Never mind.
I'm just
I still haven't watched all of them though, but I have watched some of it.
most of these I'm gonna have to rewatch because I've only seen up until like most of them only saw once up until like we're going to record anyway. But yeah, same as I've said in previous episodes for Visions Volume 2. Like, there's not much. There's nothing I can really dislike about this episode. It's if I'm disliking it, it's like I'm nitpicky, you know, or I'm disliking something just for the sake of disliking something. And it was cool. I love stop motion. I love the Wallace and Gromit like feel it has. Now you pointed out like all the Easter eggs. I do love that a lot. And
I do hope Lucasfilm and Aardman collab more because this is great, and I loved the Easter eggs, and you can tell that the creators of of this episode like were really huge fans of Star Wars when they made this. They even got Dennis Lawson, which says something. So, but then again, this is all based in the UK. All of the actors were from the UK, and so was Dennis Lawson, aka Ewan McGregor's uncle. We all know this, so
it had to be easy to get him, obviously.
yeah, of course, for sure.
I mean, like, I'm still waiting for Studio Ghibli to do something.
Did we talk about Wedge in this episode? I don't remember if we did.
A little bit, that he's like in the beginning, and
he's like a celebrity.
Yeah.
He's treated like a celebrity, which is hilarious to me.
I mean, he blew up the second Death Star, like, you know.
Yeah,
like,
and in the eyes of like some random citizens, like he is a celebrity.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In like Luke Skywalker and Lando and Han and Leia, you know, like. Also, like Padme was kind of treated like a celebrity in the Clone Wars.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Like all the posters. Yeah, this kind of gave me that vibe.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, pretty. not off par with Star Wars there. So.
Well, folks, that is it for us tonight. Again, another short episode because we're talking about a very short. If you guys like our content, please like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment letting us know what your favorite part of this episode was of Visions Episode 4. I Am Your Mother. Volume 2, Episode 4, I Am Your Mother. Obviously in the comments below, or in the link, we'll have links in the description below for what episode's coming up for Vision Season 2. If you guys want to follow us in the socials, you can find us on Twitter at Ilum Radio. You can find us on Instagram at Ilum Radio. You can also find us on TikTok every now and then at Ilum Radio. And you can find us on our new Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ilum Radio, where you'll catch me Sundays from 12-ish to 4 playing some Star Wars games this month or this week. Or right now, we're playing basic Jedi Survivor. So tune in for that. So that's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from 12 to 4. If you guys want to find us on socials directly, Millie, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at me_Halprin and Instagram at Millie_Halprin.
If you guys want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at TheBeardedMenace, Instagram at DavidBeardedMenace, TikTok every now and then on DavidBeardedMenace, and also my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DavidBeardedMenace, where I'll usually be building some miniatures or Warhammer figurines. You might find Millie in chat derailing stuff as she does with Star Wars stuff. Occasionally. Yeah. Or you might find me also playing some video games every now and then if you tune in on a Monday night when I'm playing with my buddies, Booster Greg. Anywho, friends, that is it for us. As always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the Force be with you guys. Peace.